Happy Friday, my moon monsters! It's January the 29th of 2021, and what in the world are we going to do today? We will identify the pattern of the moon phases. Yesterday, we worked on those moon phases, and I had 4 missing. Today, all the moon phases are missing. You can do it. Don't even worry. How are we going to make sure we know those moon phases? We're going to watch a video to correctly order all the phases of the moon in the lunar cycle. Say those yellow words with me, please. Lunar cycle. What shape is a cycle? Show me with your finger. Not a square. A cycle sounds like a circle. Yes, remember that cycle? It goes around and around and around and around in the same pattern. Today, we've got to make sure we put them all in the right order of the whole cycle following the pattern. Why? We will understand how the moon phases change in the pattern. Are you ready to watch our video first? Okay, stethoscopes on. On your screen, it's time to watch the moon. Blast off!
Check out this cloud, it looks like Perry.
You're right, that's pretty funny. I love trying to find different shapes in the clouds.
There's always something new to see with clouds.
Clouds aren't as predictable as some things we see in the sky. They don't follow much of a pattern.
Yeah, they are often moving in the wind or changing with the weather. Sometimes we don't see any clouds at all. My favorite clouds to look at are storm clouds. Sometimes they're dark gray or even a little green. You can see lightning too.
Clouds are really cool, but they don't follow a pattern. Every day, they're different. But we're going to focus on the moon because, yes, it does follow a pattern.
I hope you're watching the storms from inside, though.
Of course, safety first.
This reminds me of something my family likes to do. On clear nights, we sometimes drive out of the city, so there's not as much artificial light to block us from seeing the stars.
Like headlights and neon signs?
Yep. We set up a telescope to look more closely at different constellations. And sometimes we even see a planet.
Remember when we made our own constellations? Do you ever look up at the stars with your family?
A planet? That's pretty sweet.
A constellation is a picture made of stars. It's like a connect the dot puzzle.
I've done those before. So constellations are kind of like the shapes I look for in clouds. They require a little bit of imagination. I guess you can make any picture you wanted by connecting the right stars. I wonder how many there are.
More than we can count for sure. What we can see is just a small part of all the stars in our galaxy. And there are many other galaxies out there in space.
I've seen some pictures from something they call the Hubble Space Telescope. They were pretty cool.
That's definitely worth looking up the next time I'm on the internet. Seeing the stars each night is one pattern I love to observe.
What patterns do we see in the sky?
The sun? Yep.
We can see the
What
stars
else?
shining every night, and then we don't see them during the day. That's a pattern that repeats.
I know of another pattern. The sun. It rises and sets each day.
And usually at about the same time and in the same direction, even though it changes a little through the seasons.
We see sunrise in the east
and sunset in the west. I feel like we're still missing an important pattern.
Remember when we studied the cardinal directions? North, east, south, west. Never eat soggy waffles, remember? It says the sun always rises in the east, over here, rises in the east, and sets in the west. Show me how the sun rises. Ready? North, east, here we go. Rises in the east and sets in the west. Good job. That's a pattern. But we're not looking for the sun today. Let's keep watching.
pattern in the sky.
Can you think of another object that we see in the sky?
What are we going to study today?
Aha! I've got it. It's the moon.
That's it. The moon is another thing that's changing in the sky. Or at least it looks different from night to night.
The shadows on the moon make it look like it's changing shape.
We call those different shapes the different what? Phases. Nice memory, first graders.
Tonight, we see either a little more or a little less of it lit up.
A lot of the times we can see the moon during the day as well.
I think the moon is interesting because it seems to change a lot. I wonder if we could predict how the moon will look each night.
Can we?
Maybe we can make a moon journal to find out more about the patterns.
Good idea. Let's keep track of how the moon looks each night and see if we can figure out how it will look next.
Maybe you can do the same thing to figure out the pattern. See you next time.
Remember, you can follow the moon pattern. Every night it's either waxing, growing, or waning, shrinking. We can track it, draw it each night, and watch it's getting bigger or it's getting smaller. We know the pattern. And now we're going to show it in a
See you next.
Google slide. Check out what we have today. We've finished our video. Next, here are those beautiful moon phases, and they have arrows to show you which direction the pattern is moving. Let's start up top. At the first quarter, or the half moon, we've got bright on the right and dark on the left. We're going to follow the arrow, and we're waxing, we're growing. So check out the light. We only had half, and we grew to almost the full, that big swollen belly. We keep growing, more light to the full moon. After the full moon, though, maximum light, it's going to start shrinking. Follow the arrows, around we go. We're shrinking with a little banana on the right side of darkness. Keep on shrinking till we're down to a half moon. Check across the cycle and make sure we're still in order. Look, half across to the other half. Opposites. We're going to keep shrinking to now we went from a half moon of light to just a little skinny banana of light. Until, poof, disappeared. Did it really? No, it's just all in darkness. The new moon. After we've got all darkness, it can't get darker. It's time to start growing. Follow the arrow. Now we have brightness on the right side and the skinny banana. Keep growing, keep waxing to where we started. The first quarter or the half moon. We've been studying this cycle for a few days now. Yesterday you only had 4 missing. Today, they're all missing! Don't worry. We are here to help you. Me and your anchor chart. So, don't you worry. Just move on to video 2, and we're going to get started. See you soon.